Pastor Dan here. I am the Game Master and podcaster for Low Moon and more. Thanks for choosing this podcast. I hope you'll enjoy it. So wherever you're at in the story, I hope you'll pay close attention to detail. Effort has been made to camouflage the most important things amongst the day-to-day adventuring and growth of our adventuring parties. You might be listening to an Origins, you might be listening to an Uprising, you might be listening to an Outsiders, you might be listening to a Palace Pages, and by the time you get this, you may be picking up on yet another group, as all of these are functional in the over 3-decade Low Moon campaign, the adventures truly of a young country called Low Moon, and the way it revolutionized its world and perhaps is on the way to revolutionizing the galaxy. This is going to be fun.
The night told you that the keep was about to be under attack and asked you to penetrate the vault so that at least the ancient treasures of her people could be protected, because even though the vault is hard to get into, she is confident that those who are coming to take the keep would eventually be successful in getting in. So she wants you to go in, retrieve any, radical treasures and like that. Save the family heirlooms, as it were. Also, Theon had mentioned that he was looking for a map or directions that was left behind by the guide who would know where the hidden treasure of his family was. And she said, if we had such a thing as that here, it would be in the vault.
Time to turn back.
She sent you down the stairs. She did not go with you.
Oh, she didn't?
Nope. She is going to marshal what defenses she can of the heap and try to hold them off as long as possible.
It's another time quest. They only have 24 hours to do it.
She can hold them off on her own. The entire army is going to take the keep.
1v a billion, she wins.
She's a level 20 range. Jeez.
She's
Okay.
a fighter type.
Are you ready?
Appeared to be.
That's pretty good garlic and cheese. Do you have a character sheet?
Oh, yeah, you need your character sheet. Or pass this around to him, will you?
Don't look at my experience. My eyes are up here.
Here, pass this to him.
Eyes down here. I say all. Oh, JCat gets 10% to that too.
Yep, add 10%. And also, if you had any magic items that you figured out, I didn't add those yet either.
Thanks for that dagger, by the way. It gave me 275 experience.
I'm about to unlock.
Stairs. Listen,
I don't remember
here we go.
how you were there.
Stairs from the wine cellar lead down to a locked door. Who's in the lead?
Me.
The short one.
It's so that we can see.
It is obvious that this door has not been opened in many decades. She did give you a lantern, a single lantern, to see by.
I'll hold the lantern.
Oh, Jake has a bowl.
I have a continual light coin, so I
You will
will
use it and light it if you wish, and you will have two.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay?
I hold a continual light coin in my left hand.
You have a continual light coin?
Maybe some breadsticks and sauce.
Oh, awesome. So it is like daylight on the stairway. You see some cobwebs, some bits of dust and pebbles along the ledges. You see the stairs are made of wood. They creak and groan as you walk. The wall to your left is stone. It is rough-hewn stone, meaning they carved this out of the earth. The wall to your right is paneled wood. So either there's stone behind it or there is not, but in any case there's paneled wood on the wall to your right. As you reach the door at the bottom, Theon, and all of you can kind of look past him and see some of the same. You see a door which looks like it has not been opened for a long time. The wood of the frame has swollen some around the edges of the wood of the door, and the cracks on the door are packed with dust. It does have a lock on it, a skeletal key lock, a single lock.
I request that I am given the keys.
Okay, well this is not, it is clearly not the lock that has to do with the keys in question.
Alright, I'll try to pick it then.
Okay? You look at the lock, you want to see if it's trapped or something first. That would be the last time this adventure, I will remind you. just so you know. Okay.
It will not have to be, because now I know that you trap your locks.
You should always assume that they're trapped.
She
Well,
told us that
she
there were
said-
tons of traps in
She
it.
said every generation has added treasure, traps, and even possibly monsters to the dungeon, to the vault. Okay, roll percentile dice.
How do they survive down here?
Wonder if they eat each other. It's a beautiful ecosystem of monsters.
It would
Right.
probably require some kind of monsters that are not like the normal free-roaming eat humans
3.
monsters. Okay?
Also, they're arcades, so they don't eat.
The door does not appear to be trapped.
Okay, pick
Now
it.
includes a lock in the door.
If they did have any necromancers in their bloodline.
I'm gonna try to pick.
Also, did
If
we
he
see
can't pick it,
rats
I'm gonna
in
let
the
my chickmunk try.
Okay? You may roll percentile dice to try to pick it. If you're not, if you're standing silently on the stairs, then
84.
be silent. If you're talking to one another in the meantime, then talk and say whatever in character. So I know what's being said, so I know whether they can hear you.
I don't think it was rats. It was like either rats or bats or something like that.
Okay? What did you roll? I'm sorry?
Rats or something like that.
84? Okay. The lock does not open.
How did
It is
Big
heavy,
chipmunk.
it is encrusted slightly, but it should be pickable, but you failed to do so.
I'm gonna let my chickmunk try.
Okay? You're going to let the chipmunk try to pick the lock. Okay, roll percentile dice.
It has a higher percentage of him.
that worked?
Good.
Yeah.
I think.
He's
what
hanging,
is it?
he like sticks his nose and one arm in the lock, so
65%.
Oh, yeah. it's
he
better.
gets a really good up close view.
Yeah, it's Cajun.
Yep, that one and
It's
another
this
D10.
one and this one.
Yeah, I just seen it.
Now roll it.
So,
68.
so
Nope, 86.
they put monsters.
Yeah,
in
that
there,
wasn't
right?
any better. I
What do
don't
they
think.
eat?
You rolled worse than mine.
Okay?
I'm guessing
Oh.
human.
Aspiring.
He
Teenage
looks at you
It's a
and shrugs.
beautiful ecosystem circle of life here.
Diamond! Come take this lock. It's annoying.
I'm about to say it was you, but okay. Is it a skeleton
He
lock?
just looks at me and shrugs.
I have a skeleton key. Would that work?
If I
No, it
wasn't
doesn't
this
work.
Didn't we do that
Okay.
last time?
I would have done.
Alright, I'll try and pick the lock because I'm not a fighter
Like
right now.
a small bird or something.
roll percentile dice.
That's gross.
It was like a
99.
Okay. You also failed to pick the lock.
Can I try again? See if I.
It is possible to try again, but it gets harder every time.
And I tried to pick the
Chipmunk go
lock.
first.
Can I snap it in half?
Yeah.
Well, it's built into the door. The door does look old and solid, but
I
you
wish
could
more
try to break it.
practice.
You are strong enough to do so.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Not to say, do
You
you
should
want
let
us
me
to
try.
try and pick the lock?
I could also
Break
try
it
the bear
down.
string.
Break it down.
Wait, let me try one more time.
I ram it with my shoulder.
Like,
You could, but remember that if you have two guys that are
Watch his
very,
face,
very
breaks
strong
his
already, you
shoulder
might want to
again.
save that
Gonna
for
yell,
an
"Bear,
emergency.
help me."
Mark and I watch as
Unless you
Basil
just want to be
tries
flashy.
shoulder into the door.
Darman's going to give it a try.
No, I
Basil
I'm
is-
shouldering the door.
Dude's
Okay,
gonna.
You're going to shoulder the door?
I'll
Okay.
go on act I'm about to pick it and then just slam into it.
Okay.
After his try.
All right, so you're going to slam the door.
That's the plan.
Roll a d6.
Doesn't even get. I don't know if I know.
he just like falls
Dude,
to the
Just
ground.
pick a dice.
Dude,
Didn't even roll a strength
I
check.
play
Just roll a
champions. I have a
D6.
crap ton of d6.
One. Roll a 1.
I DM champions.
You throw a d6.
You take 16 points of damage.
The door shutters, and little bits of dust and packed dirt and everything all around the outside fall, and you can now see the lines more clearly, like it's obviously somewhat separate from the frame, but it does not budge.
One more. I'll try again.
Okay. How hard are you hitting it? Hard enough to hurt yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. Roll a d6.
I'm not healing you.
I was like this movie I watched. Guys got
I'm
locked in the
Mark and I are going to get
If
ready
he- if he
and
goes
bash
flat,
it
that
at the
would
same
come
time
back.
as he does.
Breaks his shoulder.
It's tight. Like you
I
have
snap
to
it back into place and
Oh, there's
wedge.
not enough room.
Yeah, it's just as wide as the door. The stair ends of the door. You got rock on your left and paneled wall on your
I'm
right.
missing a
Is there enough for two people or just one?
If you're cooperating, yeah, you could squeeze in there. Like he's gonna try to slam it one more time. Roll the d6.
2.
Okay. No, it's not gonna go.
Okay.
And your arm is sore, so you take 1 point of non-real damage. But you just couldn't bring yourself to throw your body into it so forceful to like break your shoulder.
Yeah.
You might have balked. You might have balked a little bit, like not really hit it as hard as you could.
Okay, guys, clear the way. Mark and I go to hit the door.
Okay. Just so y'all know, when he hit the door, it did sound like a lot like a big like wet punching bag hitting a solid object. It's kind of like more than boom. It was more like a flip.
6 and 4.
He is my squishy,
Okay.
and I shall call him Squishy. Hello, Squishy.
Bro, I got coupons.
Okay. Look on your strength where it says open door. Tell me what the numbers are.
I don't need the code.
Open door.
Skip
Yeah.
code.
Say 1 to something and
1 to
something.
3.
Well, you get these coupons.
Just 1, 3. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no little number after it.
Yep,
I
1 to
can.
3.
At the end.
1 to 3, and then it says BBLD.
Those only apply to 4 larges.
So that's
Okay. No. You slam it. It does not open.
I'm gonna try again.
It's shuttered, but it does not. I mean, there might be some very faint crack lines that have appeared that weren't there before, but it's pretty solid.
I'm gonna try much
Can we-
Okay. You have to ask them. They're in the way now.
Oh
And
yeah.
her go through.
I
Try
mean,
going through
yours
the
is
door.
just a chipmunk.
She uses her magic. You just want to try
The
again.
chipmunk's actually really good at picking locks.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Okay, they're gonna try again.
Or
Slam.
boo.
You roll a 3, I roll a 6.
Okay.
It's like Fox
The two of you
Fox.
slam it, and you don't hit, and you're not coordinating as well as you would like. And he's kind of big, taking a lot of space. You're kind of big, taking a lot of space. You hit the door, and it pushes in some. There's a little bit of movement, but it doesn't feel like it's going to break. And then he hits it, and your shoulder is still against the door, and it starts to kind of go in past what might be the tolerance point you think of the door. So you just keep pushing, and the two of you pushing together, and the door doesn't break, but the jam piece pops out. And then you kind of you're able to push it the rest of the way. It strains inward.
Yeah, we picked the lock.
Okay. I want to do something.
Okay.
I continue ahead of them.
All right. Well, not unless they let you, because there's 2 of them in a
Excuse me.
3.5 foot
And
wide
then
hallway.
I
So
try to gently push them.
This is Low Moon Uprising, and the story continues.
So with the door open, and you have lantern light and also a continual light. So you have a fairly Nicky, I didn't know that was there. Fairly significant brightness to see by. I'll find the map real quick. Okay. Yeah, it opens into a room, so there's more space, and it kind of just looks like another cellar, basically. There's racks that look like they could hold wine bottles, but there's nothing in them, just some old cobwebs and dust, and almost looks like a fine layer of mud. There's some tapestries rolled up, laying in a pile. A pile about 5 feet high of a dozen or so empty casks. A broken crate. An old straw broom in the corner that's missing most of its pieces of straw that you would sweep with. And then laying in the middle of the floor, about halfway between here and the other wall, there's a broken shovel. Okay? And so to walk through the room, you'd have to weave through the racks. But with the brightness of your continual light, you can see that it is only about 20 feet across. At 20 feet from where you are, 20 feet, there's a wall on the opposite side. There's distance to the right and the left. No, nothing's moving. Distance to the right and the left. But it's kind of lost in shadow until either you shine a light or get the continual light in there. So nothing dangerous, and there's room for everybody to go in, probably.
I'm gonna go look at the tapestries and see if any of them seem worth.
Okay, let's see where you are still in the doorway. Are you moving in? What are you doing?
In fact, we kind of shovel between.
Can you let him go between the two of you?
Kind of shovel.
Okay, so they help you through the small space between them.
So they just like shuts off like
I
5
give you
traps.
No traps.
I give you a dirty side eye.
Sometimes
Just I don't know Mark well enough to give him a dirty
Okay,
side
he
eye.
gives you kind of a look because you're shoving him, but that's it. At that moment, along the floor, behind his feet, right along the crack of the wall and the floor, you think you see what might be a thin black ribbon slithering along the wall.
Thick.
You react at all?
I'll draw my sword.
Okay.
Can
It's
I-
tight. You step back toward the stairway a little bit
Oh, there it is.
to be able to actually. Okay. So Jake steps back toward you and kind of wedges between you and Mark, and is drawing his big long sword out of his teeth.
As I walk into the room,
What was it? Looked like a snake.
I'll get a throwing guy.
as I
so
walk
he
into
pulls
the
a
room,
hand axe
I'm
out.
just gonna flip out my knife.
Okay, you got a knife out and you're in the room. So Theon is the only one in the
How large
new
is
part
this?
of the cellar.
How large is this new room that we?
It's at least 20 feet from the door you're entering into the opposite
How
wall.
wide is it?
Not sure. It's going unless you're actually going to step
Is
in
there
or
a
look
lot
in.
of room?
There's plenty of room. You got to walk between racks, but
Can we
there's
put
plenty of room.
something in the doorway to make sure it doesn't
I
shut?
was about to.
I was gonna.
I have one of those. I'll use one of my
What were you going to do?
one of the spikes.
Would I be able to like use
What's that do?
detect stairs and pits?
Take a
Like,
look, yeah.
or what is that like?
Yes,
It's like
you
the-
can, and once it's triggered, it lasts for a while, and then anything like that would be around you, it would glow because you see it glow.
Can I use that?
You have it in memory? No, you only have the circle ones in memory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wait,
Yeah.
what is it?
Do we want the door to close?
Yeah.
So that way when people come in behind, or when people see Shakeep, they can't get in? Or do we want to keep the door open, so that way we can get out?
Unless
I
someone
think we
can
should keep
pick
the
the
door.
lock,
Keep it open.
getting it back shut is
It
going
was,
to be
it was a
tough.
pretty heavy door.
You can get it back to the door jamb, but the lock didn't break, so you'd have to like somehow pull in the middle of the door and wedge it back into place and then let it go shut, so it's going to be tough to do that. You just bent the door to get it to go in, but it's pretty much back to its normal shape now.
I say we leave it open anyway. Doesn't seem like there's any other way out of this place.
If you don't want to miss any of the story, Low Moon Origins, Uprising, or Outsiders, like and follow our podcast. Please share it with friends.
I mean,
As I walk into
you
the
guys
room,
got through the door.
I'm going to be
sure one of
scanning
you
the
guys
floor
can
for any traps.
Okay, roll check out this.
Once we have somebody with a lantern,
We're headed for
I had to
the
loosen it up further.
tapestry, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
75. Man, my percentile dice rolls.
You don't see any traps.
I'm gonna shut.
Nothing bites you or anything like that. Okay. Wherever the snake went, you don't currently see it. You do have your sword out. It is bright as daylight in the continual light. So the hallway is very bright, and you don't see the snake now.
Is it bright daylight in the whole room?
No, because he hasn't gone in the room yet. It's only like just inside the door a little ways.
I guess we'll shove Basil in too.
Okay, they want to motion you forward so they can see better.
Okay.
So basically, you have the two of you and her all right at the bottom of the steps, and you have your sword out. He has a hand axe out, and it's a pretty narrow space. And then you're going to thread him through into the room as well. That's the
If
plan.
this is happening, I'm putting Eric in my second hand.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you're going to step in the room and take Eric out.
Yeah.
do we bring our dogs into the situation?
That's up to you. Did you?
Hey,
I mean, they get along
I haven't
now.
hurt
Like
anyone
they've
in,
been
like,
getting
2 or 3
along. So I
sessions.
mean,
They can help fight, and they have reasonably good senses.
I know
That's
not,
bad.
Yeah,
not on
I'll
our
do
side.
Okay. We're going to assume that because they're not going to go into narrow spaces unless you force them. So we're going to assume that they're basically at the back of the party at the moment. Once you get it down in there, you can decide if they're with you or whatever. Well, that'll solve that problem. My phone just died. I didn't want to answer it anyway. So it's okay.
And now when they say, why didn't you answer my call? You can say, my phone died instead of, I didn't care.
I don't say I didn't care. I just said I was busy. I was doing something else.
Hey, you want to see your miniature? It's great.
You just can't wait to show you.
Throw
Go pick it up, son.
I'm sorry.
Any way you want.
Brunson takes
fingers
40
are
points of
crazy.
damage.
This is your miniature.
dead.
Nice.
It perfectly represents Brunson. Yes. This is Brunson.
Wonder who picked that one out.
We did it corporately because we couldn't find a really good mage-looking miniature. You want to look in the box?
Well, he's the point. This is when he takes his hair off.
fine.
Yeah, I thought, metaphorically, not literally, but metaphorically, it was probably one of the most
That's
appropriate.
Brunson.
We were having troubles choosing one. We were like,
It's not
which
even
one should be
full.
Brunson? And Dad was like, this one kind of looks like Brunson.
Your charger looks exactly like mine at this point.
I don't know. It's not ugly enough.
Standard on a charger.
It's true fact.
I know this, but
Pretty charismatic for a
I'm
werewolf.
worried about things.
Okay, go ahead. All right, so we're leaving the door for the moment. Bezor steps into the room, draws Eric in his left hand. Right hand, and he still has a continual coin in his left. Okay, with you in the room, Theana's in the room, and those who are at the door. The rest of you still can't see, but the outside edges. So those people that I just mentioned can see that the room is 20 feet across from the door, as I mentioned, and goes a total of about 50 feet wide, and you're on the center of the wall. So we're talking about a 50-foot wide this way, 20-foot wide that way. And there's racks everywhere. They would look like they were lined up. I mean, probably could have held thousands of bottles of wine, but you don't see any wine whatsoever. All the wine is empty. All the wine racks are empty.
Is it like really dark?
Cobwebs? No, it's not dark at all. He has a coin, and it has a spell on it that makes it like daylight. So there's daylight in here. However, you sense there's something odd, like you feel an oddness, like when you see the daylight, but you realize it's not sunlight, it's like synthetic sunlight, and out of the corner of your eye, something's just not quite right about it. It feels unnatural.
So I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes you feel a little uncomfortable. It's not painful or anything. It's just like, man, the sun shines like that. Coins do not shine like that. It just feels unnatural.
No. Then
You think, for example, if somebody who is not as alert to it as you are might be easily distracted by that same thing that you're feeling. But your mind is sharp, so you're fine.
with my little dog miniature, does that have a base or is it just like legs? I need to know.
Just like legs.
Okay, so there's nowhere for me to like attach it to the necklace that I have my holy symbol on.
You could tie it like with a leather thong or anything like that. Yeah, it's got 4 legs. You could go around it. However, you don't think putting on your holy symbol necklace is a very good idea.
Yeah.
Kind of insulting to your god. Getting another necklace and putting it on there might be good. But.
I had a wooden holy symbol. If I took the wooden holy symbol off the necklace and then put it on that necklace.
No, it'll be fine.
Okay, so I'll took that.
Well, you don't want to do that right this second.
Yes.
Okay. At some point in time, you're taking a break or something.
Okay, I'm gonna.
All right. Anyway, so the 2 of you are in the room, and the 2 people in the doorway, which is Mark and Jake, can see this 50-foot wide, 20-foot across. You see a blank wall on the opposite side, pathways to walk in between the wine racks, various miscellaneous broken and discarded things. Okay? Yeah.
Did I find anything on the floor? Yeah.
What?
Did I find anything on the floor?
Okay, well, so you moved to the tapestries. You did not find any traps. I told you that, actually.
Okay.
And then you moved to the tapestries. And basically, they look like old, like thick wall hangings. They do not look like high quality at all.
There's nothing of worth there.
If it is, it's in the realm of copper pieces. It's not
Safe
worth
to come in, Theon?
not worth carrying for the weight.
As far as I can tell.
Okay.
How tall is this?
Bezor just moved into the room, drew the axe, and stand in the doorway. You're gonna walk around.
Move a bit further in, but
Okay, walk to the center of the room, basically. You'd be off center slightly because there's a rack there.
Yeah.
Okay. The continual light fills the entire chamber. So the entire chamber, side to side, is lit like daylight. No shadows. So it's not like the light is brightly shining from the coin and deep shadows are cast away from it. There are no shadows. It fills the space with daylight. Okay.
So this is not a normal continual light?
Yeah, it is a normal continual light.
Really?
Yeah,
It's a really powerful spell.
Continual light is a very powerful
I
spell.
thought it was just light, but like lasts forever. But light isn't that
No,
long.
it's much more powerful than light. Light makes like the light of a torch, and continual light is about 5 times that powerful.
Okay, so I guess I'll move in and
Any pizza left?
go
Yeah.
to the right. Yeah.
Is it for anybody?
Yep. No, it's only for us.
Well, I don't know.
Us gamers.
Yeah, I brought it
The
over.
7 going on 8 of us.
Do you like pepperoni?
That's
Pepperoni,
really what he
sausage,
likes.
and
He doesn't really like extra stuff. Just pepperoni. His fame or whatever he prefers. His
True
fave.
from Michigan.
Right, Ron? You're a straight pepperoni person?
He eats pizza.
Bring them out, please. Can I get a taste for it?
Why did you not
There's just sausage and cheese left out
like
the
it
side.
tastes the breadstick? Really?
I'm serious.
No.
Like that big burnt my tongue.
Is it sausage?
Did you
or
lick
cheese?
it?
No!
Okay, because that would be what would burn the nose.
It's
The cheese or
spicy.
sausage?
It's really not that good.
It is.
Okay. What are we doing? Bezor, what do you do? Stand in the middle of the room? Anything else?
just looking around waiting for something to happen.
That thing would poison.
Okay. It doesn't look like anything's going to happen. You're standing in the middle of a deserted wine cellar, brightly lit by a continual light.
I would wait for the rest of the party.
I move in and go to the right and look for see if there's anything else that might affect us.
Okay.
Is there
Nope.
anything that you saw that would...
Doesn't look like there's any opposition, any like there might be dead spiders, spider eggs. Doesn't even look like any live spiders. Just old ancient cobwebs.
Spiders.
Yeah, just ancient cobwebs and little bits of dead stuff laying.
Is there anything that would make it
The
seem not
racks,
okay? 'Cause I haven't seen anything.
Do you think if I went in there and like,
Should probably start looking for
do you think I might be able to like find any like secret
we
doors
know
or
that
anything
that's
like
on
that?
the other side.
It's certainly possible. You can look.
Can I?
Yep.
Alright.
So where do you want to start looking at?
The right side of the walls.
Okay. So now that he has moved in, Mark is still in the doorway, but Janny's trying to get past you to go into the room.
Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to get past.
I'll move.
Thank
Okay, into the room?
Yeah, I'll
Right,
follow her.
Okay, she's going around to the right. She's paying particularly close attention to the walls. There are racks on the walls as well. And
Is there anything on the racks, or is it just like wine?
Can I
no
try
wine.
pulling it a little?
There's wine racks fill the entire room, hold thousands of bottles of wine, but there's no wine whatsoever.
Do you think I can try
Totally
like pushing them in and see if anything happens?
Yeah, that's part of searching for secret doors. So you're going to start immediately to the right of the door, or do you want to go all the way to the right wall? What? You said to the right.
I'm just gonna go down the. Just like.
Start next to the door.
Yeah, like
Start by the door and work
there.
around. So it takes a minute to search a 10-foot section kind of thoroughly. And there would be 2 back and to the right of the door. So you're going to start there. So roll 2d6. Meanwhile, you're in the room.
You said there's a passage.
No, there is no passage. You can get through amongst the racks, but you don't see any passages or any doors.
I don't know which one is
After
most
I
lucky.
take the tapestries, I'm going to the other side of the room.
Okay?
I
So you're on
got-
the side of the other side of the room. What do
I
you get?
got 1 and a 6.
Okay, and you do not find any secret doors.
Look at the ceiling.
Okay? Ceiling is about 15 foot high and seems to be rough hewn stone. No trapdoors, no bars, no windows, no handles, no nothing. It just looks like it's carved out of a solid piece of rock. Not even a crack.
None of it looks any discoloration or anything.
No. No. Pretty solid.
I want to search the floor for any kind of.
Okay, so you're still in the hallway.
Yeah, I go in.
Mark has gone in, which would make you next. And then Charlotte, and then Brunson is how we came down. So you move in, you're going to be searching the floor, starting where?
Just where I'm at, going clockwise around the room.
Clockwise.
Just start
Okay?
kind of like.
So you're going
swirl.
to start just inside in that kind of 10 foot by 10 foot area floor and work to your left.
Start on the outside and then
Okay.
work towards the center.
All right?
Like building in Minecraft.
Okay. And then,
Without lots.
so he has begun searching. She is thoroughly searching. You're going to the opposite wall. There's no door, no exit, no nothing. You're going to search for secret doors. Okay? Mark is following Janny, kind of watching over, making sure she's safe. Bezor is still standing in the center of the room. Anything else? They've spread out and are beginning to search.
I want to. So all of the racks are empty.
Yes. Except for some minor cobwebs, dirt, dust, mud.
Are they just like sitting on the floor, or are they like in the ground? Or?
They're sitting on the floor. They're built on legs.
Fair straight.
I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I want to tip one over and
that's
see
just
what
like
it is.
Okay.
He's like that
What's your strength?
Well,
Yeah.
Roll a
I'm sitting
d20.
down to the ground at least. Like I can try.
18.
Okay, you can rock it, but you can't get it to go
Yo, I
over.
don't
It's
know.
about an 8 foot long,
I should put
10
you
foot
down to the
tall,
ground.
4 foot wide.
Do I see him pushing it?
Yeah.
What you doing there?
You know,
I'm
some
just
of
curious
this
how
stuff
heavy
is
it
real.
is. I mean,
Yep.
And you
You
can
say-
no exits.
You have
You say total it
no
weighs
idea
about
what the things I do.
150 to 200 pounds.
Like, if
Does it?
Strangle
Does it
you in
look
your
like they do
sleep.
it like a domino effect if we pushed them over?
At least a few, probably.
Did you want to push that over?
I mean, that wasn't
I
really
mean,
a big goal.
stuff
but
that would probably
that would be
more
pretty
down.
cool.
6 feet and 230 pounds.
Okay. Meanwhile, roll one more d6. Roll a d6.
Solid
Okay. German, roll a d6. Searching that section of the floor.
3.
Am I there?
You are now standing behind Charlotte, who is standing just outside the door.
Can I go into a berserker rage?
Purple
Good.
galaxy.
Anyways,
That's the galaxy.
I would like to
You've got a 20 foot by 50 foot room, filled with wine racks with nothing on them, some broken shovel, an old wasted broom, some piles of casks, and a couple of rotten crates. Nothing apparently of value.
I always roll high with these things.
No exits either.
I got a 3.
Okay, you got a 3? Nothing. And you've now rotated onto the side wall. See, there was 2 10-foot sections, and you're on the third one.
Alright.
Okay?
I guess.
kind of ceiling.
Solid rock. Rough hewn, like carved. Okay? What'd you roll?
5.
Okay. No, nothing on the floor in the first 10-foot section.
Okay.
Okay. What was the decision on the rack? Tipping it? Not tipping it.
Are we pushing it down, Lazar?
Let's push it over.
I have Lazar push it over.
Okay. So, yeah. So you can easily push it over. You don't even have to make a check.
I let him help.
Okay. You let him help. All right. So he says, ready? And the two of you push, and it rocks at first, and then as it gets into the up position of the rock, you give a shove, and it starts to tip over, and it's going into the next rack. Okay?
Do I hear this?
Well, I mean, you hear him go clunk, 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 and then and it starts to tip.
Same room.
Okay? Roll even odd.
Even odd? Odd.
Okay? You are moderately distracted by the fact that you're pretty sure that there is a secret door on the wall right where you were searching. And then you hear crash as one rack falls into another.
What
And
the,
the
what are you
second
doing?
rack falls, crash, and now not only are they're falling, but there's a lot of breaking going on. Okay,
I'm rushing.
and it's going from the center of the room kind of leftward. I need Dearmond to be you're the only person there. I need you to make a regular dex check to not be caught under any crashing rack debris.
9.
No problem. So you just step back out of the way, and the racks go crash, crash, crash. They finally do hit a fourth rack, and the weight of all of them together kind of just stops. So basically you have big rack, tipped, and then there's the one that's tipped a little, but it doesn't go over. Okay? And that one that tipped a
was
little
so
but doesn't
cool.
go over is right behind you.
Did you think there was something?
It wasn't. If it tipped over, it wouldn't come toward you. It would go toward the outside wall, but it's right by you.
Okay.
Okay? Roll a wisdom check.
I thought maybe it was part of a puzzle
Equal or
originally,
less.
and then I moved it. I tipped
17.
it. I figured that probably was nice.
One above.
Then you offered to tip it over.
Okay.
so
You're
that's
fairly
fine.
certain that there is a secret door here. However, you're having some difficulty figuring out how to activate it. You find there's an actual. What you have is a section of the wall that is basically wooden, paneled like the stair was outside. In fact, there's a big wide section of the wall that's wooden, but there's a 10-foot section where you are at that the wood seems to go a slightly different type. But it won't swing out, lift up, slide out of the way, or anything. Okay, roll another d6.
Alright. I'm gonna knock on it.
6.
Okay, nothing. So you have searched that entire wall, and there's no secret doors.
So,
Now you're on the wall that he's on, but you're further down.
did I hear all that?
The crashes? Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go step out over there and then look at everything that happened.
Okay. So you walk over, you see that they've tipped 3 racks over, and it's basically gone toward that side of the room, away from where you were. Okay. It occurs to you that racks tipped like that on this side of the door would make it extremely hard for someone to get in, even if the door wasn't locked. So you could block the door with racks if you wanted to.
The door that we came in?
Yeah.
Then
Wait, what happened?
I'm gonna knock on the wood, see if it's. Can I tell if it's hollow?
What happened to the door we came in?
Nothing.
The racks could be used to block the door.
Danny thought about the fact that the racks could be used to block it if you wanted. What did you say?
I'm gonna. I'll take out a hammer and just knock on the door and see if it's hollow.
Okay. Well, it sounds hollow, but it looks like the paneling is mounted over the stone wall anyway, so you think it probably would, even if it wasn't.
I'll try it at the other.
Like it's mounted on some kind of like wood strips running along, and the wood is mounted on.
I'll try it knocking on the other type of
Why
wood.
you thought I was
Is it the same?
away.
Yeah, basically the same.
Maybe
Okay, I'm gonna go back to that type of wood and I'm just gonna hit it.
Okay, try
Like
to break
near
a piece of wood.
the right side.
Okay, let's try to hit it hard so you
Yeah.
can break one of the panels. Okay, roll a d20.
5.
Roll a d6.
3.
Okay. The wood splinters across and caves in at the spot where you hit it. That doesn't seem to affect it in any way as far as making the door open or anything. And everyone in the room is now aware, because the rack thing is all settled down and it's quiet, that Theon has struck a piece of paneling hard. Whack! With the hammer hits the wood.
What'd you do?
I'm gonna
Some
Give
sort of discoloration or something.
I'm gonna give them the idea of like putting the panels in.
Okay, who are you talking to?
What'd you say?
Okay, she's getting your attention.
I think we might want to put some of the panels in front of the door to like block it and hold it.
Some of the racks.
Hey, Jake and Mark.
Say no more.
I'm going to investigate what he's doing. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Couple
gonna
look for
walk.
stuff.
You're going with him as well? So the three of you are joining
You're just like, oh,
Theon at
you
the
guys got it.
potential secret door.
I'm pretty good at finding
I start
sneaky
putting
things.
all of the racks in
At this
a
point,
line.
Charlotte says, well, I guess we better get in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlotte comes in.
Do it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
Brunson comes in. The wolf and the dog come in.
Is that everybody?
Now everyone is in.
Okay, now we start moving the racks in front of the door.
That'll be a very Jake moment.
Okay.
What if you put it in
All
the
of
way
the
Brunson was still in the...
Come on, guys.
It will take about an hour to move them all.
Wow.
You probably don't want to take quite that long.
Okay, we will start moving all the racks until Theon figures out the door.
Okay, so you're moving racks until otherwise informed of it.
I help move the Rex.
That way we're all
Okay. All right. Mark, Jake, and Bazor are moving racks.
You think we should figure out how to open the door first?
Which door?
The one that he's messing with. The little
This is time efficiency.
Oh, Tommy, can I
The
go
two of you arrive at the door.
time.
Both of you can roll d6.
Tommy, can I
Yeah.
Are we on a
Six.
schedule?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they're going to
Five.
attack
We are?
this place eventually.
Keith is going to be attacked in the next while.
24 hours?
Okay, so where are we at then?
Could be an
Okay, look
hour,
for a door.
could be
In the vault.
a week. Who knows?
Below the key.
Oh, that's right.
So look for a door.
What was the roll?
5.
What was the roll?
Wisdom.
D6.
I didn't remember where we were. I thought we were at the Caves of Chaos.
Yeah,
I
sorry, you
rolled
missed,
one.
you missed the recap. Okay, yes, as you walk up, you immediately realize that he has indeed located a secret door. There's a section of paneling roughly 10 foot wide that is different in color. However, the paneling itself is probably not the secret door. So you just need to remove the paneling, and then there should be egress of some kind behind
I shall
the
do
paneling.
that.
Okay? So are you explaining to him what you found, or just going to
I'll
begin
just-
taking the panel? Okay, he comes up and begins pulling one by one,
Yeah,
pulling a
it's a
piece of
priest,
paneling
not
out.
a talker.
You don't see what he's up to, but then you get the idea as soon as he starts doing it that that's what it's
I'll do it too.
Okay, so Theon has begun to help him.
Would I be able to help that? Or no?
Yeah. You're very, remember, she's very strong. She's a 14 strength. She's stronger than Basil.
Stronger than me.
Stronger than Theon.
I'll ask someone to help.
I did.
She's very, so you set your staff aside for a minute.
You were way stronger
How
than
do you
me.
think I got that?
What's your strength? Like,
Okay. What is Dearman's strength?
A lot. 18.
Okay, that's all right. So she's very strong too. I mean, the people in your family are just built strong.
Guns. Malachas just for life. LIFE.
why do I always say Malacaster? That was Alacaster.
McAllister.
It's
McAllister. But anyway, so she is able to pull off paneling strips pretty easily too. And so the three of you are pulling off paneling strips. You get a good section cleared. Basically what you have, if you think of it like a fence, so you have beams that go across like this, and then the paneling strips are actual furring strips that are about 6 inches wide, and they're stuck to those beams. When you pull them across, you now have beams about 6 foot wide, a beam that goes like this, a beam that goes like this, and a beam that goes like that. Behind that, you can see what is clearly and obviously a secret door. It is a stone outline of a door.
Wait, so there's like
Check for traps.
like holes.
I will assist in his checking.
Yeah,
for
well,
traps.
no, they're just like there's beams that go across that the
That's
strips
like
that you've
the-
been pulling off were on the beams,
Second
and then
you
you're
see a
looking
door,
between
check
the
for
beams
traps.
to see there is a doorway. And it looks kind of like the silhouette of a door, but you see a crack that goes up like this to just over 6 feet high and then down again.
Check for traps. It's a trap.
Okay, so who's checking for traps?
Me and him
Okay, both of you can roll.
got 31.
I did not.
I got mine.
I got a 7.
It's a target.
Okay.
I can't roll good today.
Yeah.
It's not roll good.
All right.
Those dice are
The
rounded.
door does not appear to be trapped. However, in your searching for traps, you realize that there's quite a bit of loose material on the door itself, and you had to move some of it in order to be able to see the door to see if like there was holes or needles or pins could come out of it or things like that. Meanwhile, there's a lot of noise behind you. There's a lot of racks being slid and moved, and clunking of wood and groaning of men and so on. And so,
And boys.
Does this count as training?
You.
The groaning
probably
is barely
bodybuilding. Okay.
Except for Basil. And one squeaky man.
Moving racks might count as strength.
All right. Anyway, so you clear a small spot, and you think it seems like
This is the thing.
dull but shiny. And so you run your finger on it, you tap with it, it's obviously metal. The door itself appears to be made of iron and is behind this kind of like packed earth that they put in front of it. The wall is rock, hewn rock. The door is iron, and then there's like dirt or whatever packed into the door. And the door is pretty much covered. So you're going to have to totally uncover the door.
Knock on it. What does it sound like?
Can we like
Solid iron. It's solid.
And they built all these
Over damage.
Like if you laid your sword on the ground and knocked on your sword. That's what it feels like. Solid. No vibrations. No hollowness.
Did I have a chance to memorize before I came here?
Not immediately before. But the day before.
Like if
Travel, basically during
you would have
travel.
rememorized your alarm spell like that.
Would not have remembered that alarm.
Wouldn't have?
No, because he put that on his room the night when you guys were sleeping. She came to wake you up and they set it off.
Oh.
Good
So
times.
we came down here immediately.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she took you to the room. She told you about the key. She gave everyone a key except for one person.
it was
It was Jake.
Yeah, so everybody, Jake didn't get a key or got a key, and then she led you immediately to the door to the cellar, and she left you there because she was going back to Marshall anyone she could to begin to defend the key.
You really want Jake to have a key.
And then you went down the
Like-
stairs into
Wow, Jim moves on
to
to
this portion of the cellar. Okay. So anyway, is anyone doing anything about this wonderful iron door that is mostly packed with earth?
I'm gonna try to figure out how to open it.
Okay.
Are we still moving?
Well, you can't open it until you can see it.
I'm going to get the rest of the stuff off and then try to figure out.
All right. So you're clawing at the earth with your fingers.
would I be able to
Yes.
use the bear stick?
Hey, there's a broken
Oh, oh.
Do
shovel.
what?
Use the bear stick?
Hey,
Or
Yeah, you
My
could,
God.
but it's probably not necessary. It's just dirt. You just clear it.
that's all you
there's
have
that
to
broken shovel.
There is a broken shovel in the room. That's correct. It doesn't have much of a handle, but it is a shovel.
Alright,
You want to
you
use
need
that?
Yes.
Okay.
I will
Dearman,
use my fingers.
Here's the broken shovel.
I'll use my sword.
Guys, I'm so
Okay.
smart.
You're wedging. Basically, if you take, it's about 4 inches deep, the packed earth. So you take your sword and get it up underneath there and kind of twist, and it begins to break, and you kind of go like this, and pieces are falling. And everyone hears sounds like white noise. Basically, it's all the dirt and stone. And you realize it's got some pebbles in it, and it's highly clay. So it's got a lot of clay in it. So being now dry, it basically may become almost like pottery. And so it's just packed over the door. So meanwhile, it takes them another 5 minutes or so to clear the door. You've now stacked a heroic number of racks in front of the door. Probably 15, 20 of these 4 foot by 8 foot racks.
Gonna suck a
In
bit
fact,
real quick
the last
to
one you even you pushed it up on top of the others. So it's, I mean, yeah.
I've probably found some place to sit down by now.
Okay, yeah, just waiting patiently. Charlotte is also
Suck it,
waiting.
we took it out here fast.
For a while.
Okay, the dogs are huddled in the corner.
Yeah, we didn't really think about the whole how the last dungeon we were in collapsed.
Okay, so you've cleared the door. It is roughly 3 feet wide. It is iron.
There's a deity at the end. We just asked
They
if we
basically
move
listening
stuff.
to Red State of Mind.
And there are locks built into the door. 7 of them.
Oh.
Each
Oh,
one
key.
looks like it will take a small key and relatively intricate key at that.
using it like it was a worm.
A worm,
You know what I'm talking about?
like spaghetti.
I shall use my key and say, everyone, key powers activate.
Okay, so you pull out a key and begin checking to see if it will fit one of the locks.
Sure. I'll try every one until it
Roll a
works.
saving throw versus fireball.
I'm dead.
I'm kidding. There's no trap. Okay?
Oh, I thought you
So-
were serious. What's the action? I'll just take half damage.
Roll saving throw against death magic.
What's not?
Suddenly, a finger of death.
He's already done that joke to me. You can only do it
Roll a
once.
saving throw versus death magic or fail your save.
He did that when I touched the rod.
Okay?
I was like, what?
So your key happens to fit the 5th block. And it feels pretty snug. And in fact, then when you put it in there, you can kind of turn it just so that you can tell that it is going to turn to rotate the lock.
Hey guys, I got number 5.
I'll put mine in.
Okay?
Oh, the
Jake
locks.
tries it. Oh, never mind.
Why don't
I'll
we
give
check
him-
to see if
I'll give
there's
you
some kind of
a
markings or
you
something
guys
to
need-
match up the keys to the locks?
Nope. No markings on the keys at all.
Wait, hold up. Okay. No,
The only differences between the keys are the pattern of the little prongs or
You're
whatever.
gonna get a skeleton kid.
I'll try it. I'll try
I
mine.
had 2.
Yeah, these are the keys. There.
I'll try mine.
Okay. So, is anyone reluctant or unwilling to give up their key or use their key to open the door? All right. So
Why
it
would-
takes a minute to try them all. You're reluctant. Okay. You have 6 of the 7 keys in place.
Hey, key.
Is he holding it? Or-
Good. Here.
Okay. He gives the key to Theon. Theon puts the key in the lock. Sure
I'm
enough,
just
it
trying to
fits.
pickpocket it from him.
He was like, hey,
Yes, there may be.
It's impossible to pickpocket something from someone when they know you're trying.
Unless there's a
Like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I see
Get out of
you.
there.
I'm looking right at you. Why are your fingers in my pouch?
I'm stabbing you in the eyeball. What
See
are you
my
doing?
dagger?
Stop
Stop.
looking, you
Okay.
don't have that problem.
Get out of there.
Okay,
Do
so
you
one
see
by
my
one,
dagger?
who's turning the keys?
I will turn them.
All
I'll
right,
turn all of
one
them.
by one, you turn all 7 keys,
I did it.
and with each key, the door shimmers, or not shimmers, vibrates just slightly.
Vibrating?
Just like a-
Before I turn the last one, I check for traps.
okay, you're on the 7th key. You may roll percentile dice.
29.
Natural 100.
Don't use yours.
Okay, there does not appear to be any traps.
I turn
However,
the
you
last
think
key.
the last key will need to be turned. Yes. Okay, you turn the last key. The door vibrates slightly, and then you hear a click.
I pull on the door or the key.
It's a
It appears as if it
grenade.
will need to be pushed.
I like
Push
Dragon
on
Mouth.
the hinges. I pull the push door.
Okay?
Push.
As you push the door, it goes fairly easily. But then there is a sucking noise. Air is sucked through the opening as the decades-long seal is finally broken.
Sounds cool.
The door does not squeak or squeal
Why do you
as it
fart,
rotates on its hinges.
Mark.
I'm gonna look at the hinges real quick.
No,
just
Mike.
see if
This
they're.
looks
That's
like
dirty.
You hear?
Fairly ordinary metal hinges. Probably finely
Push
crafted.
the door open. It's like,
Okay? you can see, listen, you can see a faint flicker of light approximately 100 feet ahead, so well outside the continual light. The walls and the floor beyond the door are smooth, made of solid stone, and show the marks of superior, you think, dwarven craftsmanship.
Run.
Dwarves.
And now
Wait,
with the racks no longer being moved,
Nobody ever plays dwarves.
for that second, you hear no sound whatsoever coming from within the tunnel or this room, for that matter. The largest noise you hear is the panting of the
Things to
wolf.
drink alcohol. That's all
How
I'm
large
gonna do.
is this hallway?
I guess that's a good sign.
Okay?
Would
Runs
I,
inside
would I
and just, like,
recognize
sets
that
up all
it's...
the
10 foot wide.
Yeah, would I recognize that it's probably dwarven since I came from...
I guess no sound is a good idea or a good thing.
Yeah, when you step up in the door, we probably.
Never mind that.
Ow.
Undead usually don't make too much noise.
Oh,
Dad,
that's
how tall
bad.
is this?
Okay.
15-foot high ceiling, 10-foot wide hallway, goes at least 100 feet straight
I'm
ahead.
gonna pat my dog out next to me, just in case.
Okay? He throws a figurine down on the ground. There's a flash of energy, and a large war dog with a spiked collar appears.
I'm just gonna look
Yes.
at
Is
it.
this the first time I've seen that?
Probably.
Whoa!
It's pretty cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool.
Giant dog!
I get frightened.
Yeah, that's
It's
my
like,
dog.
That's like watching,
Is it bigger than Cujo?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Way
It
bigger.
is like 3 times.
That's 2/3. It's about 2/3 to 3/4 the size of a light riding horse.
Is it bigger than
forehead
yours?
and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes. It's 4 foot at the shoulder. He's 4'6", so he gets
No, I'm 4 foot flat.
4 foot flat.
She's 4'6".
So it is his head high at its shoulder, which means when its head is up, it's a good foot taller.
It's like
than
a
he
draft horse compared to him.
is. Okay.
I'm just gonna go over in the corner with the pack animals
It's like a
at
little
this
guy with a
point.
big
With
truck.
the dog and the wolf. Okay.
I'm just gonna stay away from that
The
thing.
wolf comes over and rubs up against your legs and sits down on your foot.
Aw,
I'm
poor
gonna-
Wolfie.
I'm just
It's
gonna
sat
sit like
on your
sit
foot.
down.
Oh,
I'm
you're
just gonna like sit down like carefully, just
Okay.
like pet it, just like staring at the dog.
Okay. He seems completely relaxed. He's panting slightly, not out of breath, just like wolves do. All right. Dion is in the doorway. Other than that, we're going to say, what do you do? Starting with Dearmund.
I'll go down the hallway.
Okay.
Wait, I thought I was first.
Next thing you know,
He is
sets
in the
off all
doorway,
the
so to
traps.
pass and go down the hallway.
Well, I was gonna also go down the hallways, like as soon as I open.
Okay, so when
But
you,
he asked me first.
yes, so he is coming this way, which would instigate you going down the hallway if you're going to go. So that would put you second in line.
I'll kind of nudge him a bit.
Okay, to let you go first or to go forward.
I'll let him go first, but I'll just
He's
push him because
setting
he's got
up all
little
the
legs.
traps.
If I see Jeremy going, I'm going in after him.
Thank you.
Okay, when you reach out to touch him, the dog snarls. And he looks at you with glowing yellow eyes. Your hand's like 4 inches from him. He goes, and he goes, "Rrr," he goes, "Rrr, rrr, rrr."
I'll just do that this entire
Down the hallway, he's playing the dog growl going down the hallway. Hey, who needs a violin? I can play dog growl.
Being the aspiring bard I am, I'll play.
It sounds better than your. It
The
sounds
problem
better
is
than
the
your.
volume changes, the tone does not. So it's really kind of monotonal.
I'm gonna say
Still
it sounds
music.
better than your violin, and just kind of put my hand on the head
Yeah,
of the
you're
dog.
probably not even aware of what's going on as you're walking forward.
But he's
so you say
growling
nothing.
though, so I would recognize something.
Yes, and after a ways down the hallway, if he continues to do it, you realize that something is affecting it, but otherwise you just think your dog is growling.
Well, but like.
Okay? Shh. Okay. Basil, what do you do?
I hurry down the hall.
Okay, so you hurry down,
Along.
catch up behind Dearmond.
Yes.
Okay. Jake, what do you do?
I'm gonna try and get right behind Dearmond, the shield out, sword out.
Okay.
Well, I can't have the shield if I had a lantern, right? So, I have a lantern.
You have lantern and shield, or you can have sword and shield, or you can have sword and lantern.
You don't need a lantern. We have a continual
That's
light.
true. You could put the lantern away for now.
It doesn't even look like the lantern is lit.
Since
Sword.
Brunson speaks such wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, you see him in confusion over which equipment to use. And you go, you don't really need the lantern, right? And he goes, oh, he puts it away.
It's still lit. You might want to put that up.
That's exactly what I do. Did I pass the dog?
The roaring, no, because it's going to follow him down the hallway, which is going to basically be with Dearmond.
Okay, if I see the dog there, I'm just going to look at it visibly unimpressed.
Okay. Interested in giving financially to Low Moon and support the campaign? Text LMGIVE, that's LMGIVE, to 419-419-0095. No, there's no one looking to see your visibly unimpressedness, so okay. The gods see you
Wow,
visibly
Jake,
unimpressed.
you look visibly unimpressed.
Okay? Mark, what do you do?
What does that look like? You just
More of a.
Okay? Following Jake? Alright.
The wrong
We're
steak.
establishing our marching order here.
The wrong
Okay.
steak. That's what I was
Our
given.
miniatures in marching order? Or?
Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Alright, and then
I'm keeping an eye on the dog.
okay, you're going to stay back with the dog and the wolf. Alright? So you can take up the rear, theoretically, with the dog and the wolf. Between the three of you, you can probably protect it pretty well. Do you think that the wolf is going to, or the dog is going to respond, like if you tell the wolf to attack, you think the dog is probably going to go along? Even though the dog is more in charge than the wolf. But they're pretty camaraderie. Okay, so you're going to take the rear. So then Charlotte will go right in front of you. What about Brunson?
as I'm stepping into the hallway before her, I'll say, let's stick together.
To
Jamie.
okay, so you're going to hang back with
She's
her.
taking the bag.
Yeah.
And I was
Taking it back to
gonna go down the hallway. I wasn't waiting to be last or anything like that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Assuming this is all kind of happening at one time,
Yeah.
not individually.
So you're going to try to get more to the middle of the pack? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'd like at least a couple people behind me. That'd be nice. If not, then that's fine.
Okay. Well, Charlotte's more than willing to take the rear. So you're encouraging her to go up with you, is what you're saying? No.
I just thought she
Don't
was
want her to
sitting
fall
there,
behind. Okay.
sitting there with the dogs. I was gonna.
Okay, so he says, let's stick together, and then he heads down the hallway.
I just like look at him like
So he's not looking to see you looking, so. All right, so then you're next, or Brunson's next, followed by Charlotte, followed by Janny.
Apparently the gods don't pay much attention to
How wide's the hallway?
That yellow.
10 feet.
10 feet.
Little west. You
50
could.
foot tall.
Oh, what's that one?
How wide is my dog?
This one? That's not yellow, it's white.
3 feet.
Yeah, that
A
one.
little less than 3 feet. Okay, so he can walk next to you theoretically.
That's how wide.
That's what he's
it's ginormous.
Okay, so it goes, so the actual marching order, as we go down the hall,
show my.
We're gonna need to get like a huge dog if I want to outsize Cujo Tiger Man.
well, you could use Cujo Tiger Man. Swap them.
Then we don't have a Cujo Tiger Man.
No, then we don't have a Max.
Yeah.
Max is,
Max is tiny though.
thought Max was.
Max isn't tiny.
Max is her.
he's
That's
a
Cujo
wolf.
Tiger.
Yeah, that's
What's the
the
name of the dog that they left?
that's the point. We have two figures for
Did they
like
put my
the
basket
dog for like dog
Did you even
types.
name that?
Yes, I did.
And so we
I
have.
erased it.
But then when Arden has his,
You might want to know that someday, because you might want to go back and check on him.
Yeah.
Okay. What was his name?
Alex.
Okay,
Most
Theon.
of my most of my animals were always dogs, and now I
Did you
have
tag
like
him out?
one girl fox.
It's the one
The
with
tiger is here.
Oh, yeah, you guys.
But it's technically a dog.
Yeah, go do that.
I
Okay.
forgot all about that.
And then
The MVP sent
Dearmond playing with the dog.
Get that. It froze a minotaur.
Oh yeah.
Could have been more than that.
Didn't it like paralyze something else?
Charlotte's in the
Legit
rear.
save our lives.
It wasn't a minotaur.
Pretty much just a minotaur.
No, it was a bullman.
No, it was a bugbear.
Was it?
That
No.
was a
We have
bugbear.
not fought a minotaur.
It was in the
No, I haven't
list.
fought a minotaur. I don't remember a minotaur.
It was like the
it was-
statue that was
yeah, it
with
was
the
the
sword?
statue that like stared at like the weapon that was in the middle of the room.
It gave
And
me
when we touched the weapon, it like came to life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
And when we
one.
killed
Yeah,
that one,
that was a
another one
minotaur-looking creature. Yep.
It was a. That's why I said bullman, not specifically minotaur. This minotaur is very powerful.
Okay, and the wolf will represent the wolf and the dog. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. You too can make the world a better place.
I
Who's
remember
this?
specifically taking half a point of structural from that thing.
Eagle eye tiger.
Is this Basil?
Technically, it's a really, really big
The
dog.
Yes.
tiger.
It's the Larry Basil.
The tiger.
I
Back away from Brunson, man!
There's no one.
Get off, man!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're missing.
It's high pitched.
That's Janny. That's Charlotte. That's Brunson. Basil. Jake. Dearmond.
Mark.
That's who it was. Mark. Okay, Mark. Yeah, Mark was in the middle.
Is that Mark or is that?
Yeah, it is. It's
Who's the blue cape guy?
Jake.
Did you find it or?
Okay, so we have something like that.
This is giving him money.
Jake aspires
Wait
to
a
be.
minute. Did I leave the fox back in my room?
10 push-ups.
Did I take it with me?
I'm the guy.
I believe you left it in your room.
He's like,
Push-ups.
It was
So there's a
it was
chance
dual
my
theme
fox
pack
could
for
die.
male and female.
He said,
Well, if you die,
The female had a ball on her back.
Yeah,
as long as you're back tomorrow or
Female
whatever,
looks ugly like
you're
a
he
fine.
said $20.
Pretty much.
You should let it go.
I don't want to let it go.
Risk that old man's
He's a-
wrath
he's
coming
a
back into his field.
Rich man.
I told him I wasn't going to let it. So. That thing's mine.
What you're saying is, you don't want this animal to be free.
She's a
Yeah,
horrible
that's it.
person. She's a
I
horrible-
mean, I made a promise to him that I wouldn't let the fox go back into his land.
Right.
And I'm not going to
Doesn't
let
mean
it
you have to
happen.
keep it.
so release it into this dungeon.
It's
It's
like
not that.
prison, the fox and the wolf.
We got along. See, I,
Okay, so Theon leading the way. We're headed down the hall.
Leon and
the war dog.
Hey guys, try not to shake.
If you forgot to ask its name while you were talking to it.
Hey Aaron, or Arden and Autumn, try not to shake that table square. So
It's not my fault. She's the one knocking over my water bottle.
Whatever, which one?
He's just shaking.
Okay.
He's not pointing fingers. He's just saying, don't shake it.
Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. In character. All right. So to be clear, I want to be clear. You felt the air around you get drawn into this passage that you're entering into.
So it's her magically sealed. We're all gonna suffocate and die.
It's probably magic.
Oh, okay. Then we're fine.
Yeah, that door back
Did
there,
that word?
you think we should, like, make it stay open somehow?
I guess.
Oh, I can do that. And
Jake just
I
walks
gotta
past
shove
all.
my way back and take out one of my. Do I use a wooden spike or an iron spike?
Probably an iron.
I'll take an iron spike and jam the door open.
Okay.
Keep it propped.
Can't
Do
recycle.
you have a hammer?
Yes, I do have a hammer.
Okay, so you whack it into it with a hammer. If you don't have a
Hammer and python.
Would be a real jerk
I
move.
iron spikes.
Good, smart.
Josh would be a real jerk
Good
move.
dungeon
if someone
fool.
kicked
Okay.
it out.
No,
You've made dungeoneering level 2.
started it out.
That would be one way. That would be one interesting TPK. Someone just closing a door.
As you are spiking the door and actually down on one knee, you notice a couple of things laying on the floor that are not
Were you
far
not
from the
in the
door.
barn? Shut the door behind you.
You see 2 burned out torches.
Dang it.
Torches?
Yeah, completely used up.
Okay.
And also a crowbar that has been bent in the middle. If you don't want to miss any of the story, Low Moon Origins Uprising or Outsiders, like and follow our podcast. Please share it with friends.
Okay.
As if someone with immense strength was using it and didn't.
You should take it.
Bench
Do
that we were doing
you
with.
make any mention of said items or no?
I don't think Jake would do that.
Ding.
Okay.
It's like Jake says, oh, there's some stuff there. Okay. And just-
Okay.
It's a very Jake thing to do.
All right. And then, were you waiting for him to spike the door, or are we moving ahead?
I'll stop up for a second. If someone runs into me, I'll keep walking.
Okay. Do you press him, or when he stops to wait for Jake to spike the door, do you hold up? Because you're right behind him.
I'll just follow his pace.
Okay, so he holds up. All right. Brunson, Danny, and Charlotte, wisdom checks. Stay tuned for more Lomunian adventures.